Hi, Eric. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Have a seat. Do you know what it means to tell the truth?
Yeah, I think so.
What does it mean?
I guess just to be a straight talker.
Right. Let's begin with your green card and your driver's license. Can you show them to me?
Oh, yeah. There's my driver's license.
You don't have a green card?
Nah, I lost it a long time ago, actually.
You know you were supposed to bring it with you, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, all right. We'll try to proceed without it, but you need to understand that all permanent residents must have their green card on them at all times.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Can you tell me your name?
Eric Ting?
Is the spelling on your driver's license correct?
Yeah.
Do you have any other names?
No.
Do you want to change your name?
No.
And your social security number, is it 178?
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, okay. It wasn't very clear here, so.
Oh.
And your birthday?
July 15th, 1984.
Our records show that you are a citizen of Canada. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Neither of your parents are U.S. citizens?
No.
Are you single, married, divorced, widowed?
I'm single.
And your home address here is 617 Mount Stevenson Court in Los Angeles?
Yep.
Do you want to include a mailing address here?
No, it's okay.
What's your telephone number? I can't quite read it here.
It's actually 626-215-2300.
How tall are you and how much do you weigh?
Oh, jeez.
You'll need to turn your cell phone off.
I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. How tall are you and how much do you weigh?
I'm 5'10", about 180 pounds.
Yeah, you didn't answer those two questions, so I'm filling it in for you.
Oh.
When did you move to your current address?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a year ago?
Okay, you kind of left that question blank too. Do you know the exact date?
Around, I guess, May 15th.
What about before then? You left this section blank also.
You know, I can't remember. I don't really know.
I know some of these questions may require some research, but we ask them for a reason. If you can't provide the answer now, we'll give you a chance to send us the information when you get it, okay?
Okay.
The same with your employment. You listed that you worked at this store a year, but there's no other information.
Yeah, I worked at Ralph's a while ago, but I worked other places too, but I can't really remember exactly where they were.
Okay, well, see if you can dig it up and send it to me. I'll give you our address and you can take care of that.
Okay.
And remember to list any period that you were not working, such as when you were in school.
Okay.
To continue, you've taken 2 overseas trips in the past 5 years, correct?
Yeah.
Have you made any other trips since you became a permanent resident?
Oh, I thought that question was only for the past 5 years.
No, unfortunately. A lot of people miss that. These 2 questions refer to the past 5 years, but this one, see, ask about all your trips since you've become a permanent resident.
Oh, okay.
Did you bring your passport with you as we extracted?
No, I forgot about that.
Okay, we'll move on then. You said you were single?
Yes.
Have you ever been married before?
No.
Do you have any children?
No.
Now let me ask you, have you ever claimed to be a citizen?
No.
Have you ever registered to vote?
No.
Have you ever voted in any election?
No.
Since you became a permanent resident, have you ever failed to file a required tax return?
No, I always file my taxes.
Do you owe any taxes that are overdue?
No.
Do you have any title of nobility to any foreign country?
No, I don't think so, no.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or confined to a mental institution?
No.
Have you ever been a member or associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the U.S. or in any other place?
No.
Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated with the Communist Party?
No.
Any totalitarian party?
No.
Any terrorist organizations?
No.
Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence?
No.
Have you ever persecuted anyone because of their race, religion, national origin, membership in any particular social group or political opinion?
No.
Between 1933 and 1945, were you involved with the Nazi government of Germany or any government associated with Nazi Germany?
No.
Since you became a permanent resident, have you ever called yourself a non-resident for tax purposes?
No.
Have you ever failed to file a tax return because you considered yourself a non-resident?
No.
Have you ever committed a crime for which you were not arrested?
No.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We have a record from the Department of Justice showing that you were arrested and convicted of a misdemeanor.
Oh, that. I mean, that was so long ago.
It doesn't really matter how long ago it was, regardless to when it occurred or how minor it seems. An arrest or conviction may affect your eligibility for citizenship.
Okay, well, then I guess yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
I guess I was arrested a long time ago for stealing cassette tape from a store.
Okay, any other crimes or offenses we should know about?
No.
What about traffic violations?
You need to know about that too?
Yes, we do.
Well, I guess I've had some speeding tickets and some other stuff.
I'm guessing that you didn't bring any documentation for your arrest or citations as we requested?
No.
Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitative program?
No.
Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled?
No.
Have you ever been in jail or prison?
Well, yeah, just a little bit when I stole that cassette tape.
Okay. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard?
No.
Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution?
No.
Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substances?
No.
Have you ever helped anyone enter the United States illegally?
No.
Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling?
No.
Have you ever failed to support your dependents?
No.
Have you ever given false or misleading information to a government official while applying for an immigration benefit?
No.
Have you ever lied to a government official to gain entry or admission into the United States?
No.
Are you in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings?
No.
Have you ever been removed or excluded or deported?
No.
Have you ever been ordered to be removed, excluded, or deported?
No.
Have you ever asked for any kind of relief from removal, exclusion, or deportation?
No.
Have you ever served in the military, Eric?
No.
Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted into the armed forces?
No.
Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption for military services in the armed forces?
No.
Have you ever deserted United States Armed Forces?
No.
Okay. Did you live in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthday?
Yeah.
At that time, did you register for selective service?
I don't really remember.
Okay, that's okay. We can look it up for you.
Okay.
But if it turns out that you didn't register, you may be ineligible for naturalization at this time.
Okay.
Do you support the Constitution and the form of government of the United States?
Yes.
Do you understand the oath of allegiance?
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance?
Yes.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yeah.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combative services in the military?
Yeah.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yeah.
All right. Here are the answers that we have corrected, Eric. And if you agree with the corrections, could you sign in this box and date it over here for me, please?
Okay.
And as I mentioned earlier, citizenship applicants must take an oath of allegiance. Will you do so if we find you eligible for citizenship?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then print your name and sign right here. Okay, Eric, we're done with the application, and your English is good enough to become a citizen, but we still need to know that you can read and write English.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you this sentence and ask if you would read it out loud to me, please.
George Washington was the first president of the United States.
Very good, very good. Now, I need to know that you can write English, so I'm going to give you this blank sheet of paper, and I will read this sentence and ask you to write it.
Okay.
Thanksgiving is in November. Okay, that looks fine. We still need to test your U.S. government and history knowledge. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What does the Constitution do?
It separates us from England.
What is the rule of law?
It's the law that we have to listen to.
We elect a U.S. representative for how many years?
4.
Who is the commander-in-chief of the military?
The Pentagon.
Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states?
Like parks.
What?
Like you know, maintaining the parks, the state parks.
Oh, okay. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance?
The American flag.
Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
George Washington.
Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s.
Civil War.
Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in?
I think it's World War II.
All right, and finally, name one state that borders Canada.
Washington.
Good. That answer finally came in handy for you. But unfortunately, you didn't get 6 out of 10 correct, so you didn't pass the civic exam. Did you study?
No, not really.
Well, I think you can pass this exam if you study, Eric. It's really not that difficult if you spend some time with it. Here's a list of the questions that you were asked.
Okay.
And you can take those home with you and study them, so the next time you come, you'll be able to pass the exam.
Okay.
Okay, Eric, we need to get a little bit more paperwork out of the way, and a second interview would be automatically scheduled for you. So you'll be able to go home in just a few minutes and start studying for that exam.
Okay.
Come in. You must be Ms. Garcia.
Yes, good to meet you.
Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
Who came with you here today?
My spouse.
I will be asking you some questions. You will need to answer them truthfully, to tell the truth.
The truth, la verdad, of course.
Yes. Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I promise.
Please sit down again.
Do you understand what you promised?
Yes, to tell the truth, all the truth.
Could you show me your passport, your permanent resident card, and your photos? Your passport and permanent resident card?
Mi pasaporte, yes, here.
Please tell me your name.
My name is Maria Elena Garcia.
How long have you been a permanent resident of the U.S.?
Resident? I don't understand.
You are a resident of the United States, yes?
Resident? Yes.
When did you come here?
6 years.
6 years. In what country are you from? What nationality?
Nationality, El Salvador.
Were you born in El Salvador?
I was born in San Miguel.
San Miguel, El Salvador. Are you married?
Married, casada, yes.
Do you see the line that says home address?
Yes.
And your phone number is 415-555-6776?
Sí, yes it is.
Are you Hispanic or Latino?
Yes, I am Latina.
Is your hair black?
Yes, it is.
Is your height 5 feet 2 inches?
It is.
It says here that you live here,
Yes.
and you have lived there for 5 years. Is this true?
Yes, it is.
And do you work at Portola Fashions?
Yes, I do.
What do you do there? What is your job?
A garment worker. I am a garment worker.
And in the last 5 years, how many trips outside the U.S. did you take?
No entiendo. I don't understand.
You traveled outside the United States?
Yes, I travel.
Traveled before now?
Yes, I traveled.
How many times?
One time, 2 weeks.
You went to El Salvador?
Yes, El Salvador. I went to El Salvador.
Okay. How many times have you been married?
Married. Casada, one time.
When did you get married? What year?
I can't say in English.
Was it 1999?
Yes, it was.
Is your spouse a U.S. citizen?
I don't understand. Please say again.
Is your spouse, your husband, a citizen of the U.S.?
No.
What country is he a citizen of?
El Salvador.
And how many times has your husband been married?
Sorry, a little nervous. Could you please repeat the question?
Your husband, was he married before he married you?
No.
Do you have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
And what are their names?
Alejandro is my son. Esperanza is my daughter.
Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the U.S.?
Have I ever voted?
You understand vote, right?
Sí, votar.
Did you ever vote?
Yes, en El Salvador.
Salvador. And here in the U.S.?
No.
Do you owe any taxes that are overdue?
Overdue? Taxes that are overdue?
Yes, taxes you should have paid before now.
No, I pay all my taxes.
Have you ever been a member of a terrorist organization?
I'm sorry. Could you please say again slowly?
Have you ever been a member
A member.
of a terrorist organization?
Terrorista. Oh no, I'm no terrorist.
Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence?
I don't understand. Can you please explain the question for me?
Did you ever try to make people get rid of a government by force or violence?
No, never.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Convicted. Could you please tell me, what does convicted mean?
Convicted means that a judge or jury found that you did something against the law.
Oh, not convicted, never.
Have you ever been in jail or prison?
No.
Have you ever been a prostitute?
Prostituta. Prostitute, no, never.
Have you ever lied to an official of the government so that you could get into the United States?
Lied means no tell truth, no?
Yes.
No, I never lied to get into the United States.
Have you ever been removed or excluded or deported from the United States?
Let me think. Deported?
Removed, excluded, or deported?
No.
Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces?
I'm not sure. Armed forces is like army, no? No.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
You are asking me about allegiance I take to be citizen?
What did you say?
You are asking me about allegiance, oath, that I take to be citizen?
Yes.
Yes, I understand this oath.
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance?
You ask me if I will take this oath?
Yes. Are you willing to take it?
Yes, I will take this oath.
Have you studied the 100 history and government questions?
Yes, I studied very much.
Okay. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
The rights of bills. Was that okay?
Let's try it again. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
The Bill of Rights. Did you understand what I
Yes.
said?
That's fine. Next, how many terms can the president serve? Let's try another. Who was the first president?
George Washington.
How many justices are on the Supreme Court?
9 justices. 9.
What color are the stars on our flag?
The stars. White.
How many states are there in the United States today?
15. I mean 50.
Finally, what is the 4th of July?
Independence Day.
Good. Now, here's the question for you. Please read it for me.
What country is north of the United States?
Good. Now, please write the sentence I say.
Canada is
North of the
United States.
Very good, Ms. Garcia. I see that you've worked very hard.
Thank you very much.
Now, we are done with the questions. The only thing you need to do is sign the forms here
Okay. Here.
and here.
Okay.
Congratulations, Ms. Garcia. I can tell that you'll be a very good citizen of the United States.
Did I pass?
Yes, you passed.
Thank you. Thank you for your help to make me a citizen.
You're very welcome.
Come in.
Are you Miss Davis?
Yes, and you must be Mr. Dada.
Yes, that is me. That is I.
Good to meet you. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Is it still raining?
No, it stopped.
Oh, good. How long did it take you to get here?
About 1 hour.
Not too much traffic.
No.
Good. Now, I'll be asking you a lot of questions, and of course I expect you to be truthful.
Of course.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may sit down again. Do you know what kind of promise you just made?
An oath. I believe it is called an oath.
Exactly. And can you tell me why you've come here today?
Why? Because I hope to become a citizen of the United States.
Very good. Do you have your identification with you and your passport photos?
Yes. Here is my green card. And here is my passport from Togo.
Very good. Now, what is your full name?
My first name is Ola, my middle name is Yinka, and my last name is Dada. Ola Yinka Dada.
Very good. And when did you become a permanent resident of the U.S.?
Almost 8 years ago.
Excellent. Are you or have you ever been married?
No, I know.
Is the address on your application correct?
Yes, it is.
On the form, we have your phone number as 212-555-2824. Is this correct?
Yes, that is my only phone, and my email address is correct also.
Good. Now, here are some easy questions. Are you male?
Yes.
Are you black or African American?
Yes, I am.
What color is your hair?
Black.
And do you have brown eyes?
Yes, I do.
Good. Your application says that you have had 2 addresses in the last 5 years. Where you live now and 1 other address. Is this true?
Yes, it is. I lived with my brother and my cousin my first 4 years in America.
And did you attend college in Togo?
No, I did not. I received my bachelor's degree in the United States in accounting.
And since graduating from college, you've worked at the same company?
Yes, it is a very good company. I recently received a promotion.
Very good. I see you traveled outside the United States 3 times in the last 5 years.
Yes, I took 3 trips.
You tell me about those trips, please?
Yes. My first trip, my uncle sent me a plane ticket and I visited him in London. I stayed 10 days.
Good. By the way, there's no reason to be nervous. You are allowed to travel outside of the United States.
Thank you.
And you visited Mexico too. Was that a vacation?
Yes. Last winter, I went to Cancun with my brother and my cousin.
That sounds like fun.
It was. I really liked Cancun.
What about this 2-day trip to Canada?
I drove to Toronto for work with my boss.
Before we go on, I just want to make sure of one thing. You've never been married before, right?
Right. Never. I have never been married.
Okay. Then the next part of the application doesn't apply to your case.
Doesn't? Can you say that again, please?
I said the next part of the application doesn't apply in your case. That's because you've never been married.
Ah, yes, because I do not have a wife.
What about children? How many sons and daughters have you had? Even though you've never been married, you might have children.
How many? I'm sorry, can you please repeat the question exactly?
Sure. How many sons and daughters have you had?
I do not have any children.
Okay, let's move on to the next part.
Okay.
Have you ever claimed to be a citizen of the United States in writing or in any other way?
Have I ever claimed to be a citizen? No, I have not.
Okay. You haven't ever voted in this country, have you?
No, I did not vote, ever. I can't. I'm not a citizen.
You don't have any title of nobility in a foreign country, do you?
No, I am not a nobleman.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution within the last 5 years?
Have I ever been declared legally incompetent?
Right. Have you?
No.
And you weren't ever a patient in a mental institution, were you?
No, I do not have any mental problems.
By the way, you're doing fine. Your answers are all very good.
Oh, good.
Now, have you ever been a member of or associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, society, club, or any similar group in the United States or any other place?
I'm sorry. I must be a little bit nervous. I do not understand. Could you please say that more slowly?
No need to be nervous. I asked about groups you have belonged to or been associated with.
Oh yes, I remember. My brother told me to join a group that is for peace in my country.
And did your brother also tell you you had to join the chess club?
No, that was my idea. I am a very good chess player.
Since becoming a permanent U.S. resident, have you ever failed to file a tax return because you considered yourself a non-resident?
I'm sorry, non-resident? Do you mean saying that I do not live in the United States?
Yes, saying you're not a resident.
No, I know I must always pay my taxes.
Yes, you need to pay them, Mr. Dada. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason?
Excuse me, what does cited mean?
Cited means told to appear in court.
Oh no.
So you've never been put in jail?
No, I have never been put in jail.
Have you ever sold or smuggled a controlled substance or illegal drugs or narcotics?
Does controlled substance mean the same as a legal substance?
Almost. A controlled substance is a drug a doctor might prescribe, but is otherwise illegal to buy or sell.
No, no drugs.
Have you ever lied to a U.S. government official to get into the United States?
No, it is not a good idea to lie to the officials.
You are right about that, Mr. Dada. Now, are there removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings pending against you?
I'm not sure.
Why not?
Because I don't know what resist means.
Oh, rescission. That means revoking or canceling your legal permanent resident status.
Now I understand. No, there is no proceedings.
And have you ever left this country to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces?
I don't believe so. I left this country 3 times. I told you that. But it was never to escape being put into the army.
I'm sure it wasn't.
No, not at all.
Now, do you support the Constitution of the United States?
By support, do you want to know if I am for them rather than against them?
Yes, that's what I mean by support.
Then yes, I totally support the Constitution and this kind of government.
And are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Sure.
What'd you say?
I'm sorry. I was mistaken. I meant to say, yes, I am willing to take the oath of allegiance.
Good. And if the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services for the U.S. Armed Forces?
Are you saying that I would not have to carry a rifle, but I would have to follow military orders? Yes?
Yes.
Then yes, I would do that.
I assume you've studied the 100 American history and government questions?
Yes, I have.
What are two cabinet-level positions?
The President's Cabinet, the Secretary of Defense and State.
Could you say that again?
I'm sorry. The Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State.
Good. Now, what did the Declaration of Independence do?
It said to Great Britain that the colonies wanted freedom.
Excellent. Let's see. How many U.S. senators are there?
50. No, 100.
And can you say who lived in America before the Europeans arrived?
The American Indians. Was that what you were looking for?
Yes. In what month do we vote for president?
In November?
Yes. And what are the three branches of government?
Executive, legislative, and judicious?
Could you repeat that last one?
Oh, judicial.
Very good. That's enough questions. Could you take this and please read this question back to me?
Who was the second president of the United States?
And please write this sentence. Adams was the second president. I'm impressed. You have done an excellent job. I can see that you worked very hard to learn English and you prepared very well for this interview.
I really appreciate you telling me this.
So congratulations, you've passed. Now all you need to do is sign this form here and here. Thank you. I know you are going to be a great American citizen.
Thank you very much. You are very kind.